Claressa Shields rejects her own family member from attending a funeral service. Crazy news. You're in training camp. You're ranting. You're raving. This just looks bad. So in this video, I will let you know what's going on. I will unearth, uncover, and completely unpack this brand new storyline that has boxing fans like, Make sure you stay tuned to this video. Let's get unpacked. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxing Ego Unpacked. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, been covering boxing a long time, and when I tell you the case of Claressa Shields is extremely bizarre, I mean it. Here's why. When it comes to Claressa Shields, it's to the point where just when you think you've heard it all, seen it all, and there's no way it could get worse, somehow, some way, there's these add-ons that do just that and make it look worse, make her character look worse. And it's just like, when does it ever end? Is there ever a month, heck, even a week, a day that goes by without Claressa Shields doing something that is negative and drama-filled, right? So, before I get into what happened at her granny's funeral service, I want to give you guys an update. Now, if you follow my channel, remember when Claressa Shields had that yard sale, rummage sale, flash sale in her kitchen, and she was like, it was like almost like she had hot items, and she was like, they got to go today. And it was very disorganized, very chaotic. And of course, I had a lot of criticism for that. Not that you're selling items, but the fashion in which you did it is just very unprofessional. You're supposed to be in the middle of training camp. And I was like, why go about it like this? And then her assistant or whoever that person was that she was talking to, between the two of y'all made it worse, right? Communicating like, oh, how many shirts we got? Oh, it's 3 pieces. Yeah, it's 3 pieces. Oh, what's the price here? I got quote dials. I got quote dials. Yeah, we got to get rid of this. What's your Cash App? Right? And it was just like, what is this? Oh, we got cups. Yeah, cups at $10. Like, are you just making it up on the fly? Like, I'm a content creator online. You know, you can map out what you want to talk about, right? Like, I don't just hit record and just figure out my videos. Now, I'm an exception. I don't need a teleprompter. I don't need cue cards. I don't need a script. That's just because I've honed my skills and I've been doing this so long that I could do it off the noggin, off the dome, freestyle. But most people write it down or write a skeleton outline of what they need to cover in the video. Me, I've been doing it so long, I'm like Jay-Z. I don't have to write my stuff down, right? But clearly you needed to, because you're not Jay-Z. You're lazy. You know what I mean? And it just was so chaotic and dysfunctional. It's surprising that if they sold anything, right? Give me your address via Cash App. So Cash App, how can they even prove that you sent money to them for the reason of receiving merchandise, right? Because when you send money in Cash App, oh, here's $50. She could just be like, that was a donation. I don't know what they're talking about. You have no invoice, no tracking number, no receipt number. So the whole thing seemed like a scam, right? And I thought it was incredibly bad, and the timing, given the fact that you're supposed to be in training camp. And it really made people question, like, is she going through financial hardships, or why would she even do this, right? Some people were saying she's broke and needed money quick. I don't know. But I do know when I covered it, I gave my opinion, and I'm like, it looks weird. Now, she had these dolls, right? Some people were even saying, even I believe I said it, that they were voodoo dolls, right? And she was like, yeah, I got these limited edition dolls. I got dolls for you. I got the dolls, right? And she was showcasing these dolls. And for me, it looked like a Funko Pop, but it looked like they replaced the O and put a Y because it looked like a funky pop, a musty pop. Something about it just didn't resonate, because I've seen people, like even YouTubers, sometimes they'll have the Funko Pops on a back counter. So I've seen a lot of these dolls. I don't personally own any, but I've seen a lot of them. And usually they're pretty detailed, and they got cool outfits. They got a Tupac one or Spider-Man and Marvel characters, right? And I've seen enough of them to kind of have an idea of the quality. This one looked like Betty Boop eyes, a Raggedy Ann nose. The outfit looked kind of cheap. The braids look like speed bumps in an apartment complex, you know, like some type of like, it just looked weird. It looked all spaced out, right? And I'm like, you got cholo eyebrows, like you was born in Oxnard, California, right? So something about it just rubbed me the wrong way, where I'm like, what's going on? And then if you remember in my video, I'm like, where's the boxes? She just had like 18 voodoo dolls lined up on the kitchen island and no box. She keeps saying it's a collector's edition and was charging $60 for it, right? So I'm like, $60 and you took it out the box and you're claiming it's a collector's edition? And then in my video, I'm like, that's weird, because you go to Funko Pop's actual website, right? And brand new, you could get a Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Marvel characters, the Punisher, or whoever for $14.99. So I'm like, why would Claressa Shields limited edition doll be so overpriced and expensive, comparatively speaking? Man, do you guys know that what I found out during my research is shocking? I was like, what, where are the boxes at? Where, like, I've never heard of them being this expensive. So I did research. I asked, does Claressa have a Funko Pop doll? And look what it says. No, Claressa Shields does not have an official Funko Pop. While she has various merchandise and trading cards, Funko has not produced a licensed figure for the boxing champion. Custom figure artists have created a one-of-a-kind version for fans, but an official release is not available. Do you guys see what this says on the screen, man? This girl created her own generic knockoff flea market version of a Funko Pop. Unbelievable. That's like me selling Nike shoes, and then they're more than the price of the Nike shoes, and I'm selling them for $240, and then you come to find out that Nike has nothing to do with it. I just stole and infringed on their copyright and stole pretty much their template in the swoosh, and I'm like, just do it. And it's more expensive than the price of Air Force Ones. Bro, what is wrong with this girl, man? What is wrong with this girl? Like, if you were going to create a doll, why didn't you just create your own doll? Like, your own look. Remember, and remember, Claressa said, I be lying, that I'm putting out fake, false stories or whatever. But here's the thing. Everything I said, I show receipts to. And then if it's my personal opinion, I tell you that. But remember when I said I believe she's a copycat? I showed you. She copied Remy, red hair, these outfits, this fur. She copied Remy's friend, Juju, the white pajamas, right? The dress she had on at the Atlanta basketball game, right? So I've been heavy on what I believe in, but now you're seeing it. She's copying Remy's slang. Like, you're not from New York, but if you listen carefully, since she got with Papoose, a New Yorker, there's times where she's like talking with a New York accent. And I'm like, that's weird. You're from Flint, and before you met and started going out with a New Yorker who's married to another New Yorker from the Bronx, you were never talking like this. And now all of a sudden, and y'all don't live together, right? So you don't live together. You didn't move to New York, right? And then how do you have this accent where she's like, all of y'all, yeah, my name is Paulie, I want some coffee. All y'all. I'm like, where did this accent even come from? Especially since you don't live in New York. You didn't even know how to walk in New York with high heels on. So this is looking bad, bro. This looks absolutely terrible. You got Claressa Shields bootlegging Funko Pops. Now, I don't know if Funko Pop would pursue any kind of legal action. I know something like Nintendo and Disney, they don't play. They're not going to allow you to steal a Yoshi or a Mario. And I know firsthand because I know an artist who would draw and paint pictures, and they copyrighted him, right? A lot of these anime companies and stuff, Nintendo, Disney, they're not letting you do Mulan and Aladdin and replicate their stuff, right? So I don't know what this means for Funko Pop, but this looks bad. Like, you literally made a bootleg Funko Pop and then overpriced it, and people were foolish enough to potentially buy that. Like, how would you feel if you paid for an overpriced limited edition Goat doll that she was talking about, and then you find out it's not even licensed from the company that actually makes that looking doll? That's why it looks generic. And I didn't know that it was unauthorized and not licensed from Funko Pop, but I had suspected that something looked off, right? They just looked cheap in nature. It looked like almost like Raggedy Ann in a doll form, or like claymation. It just looked cheap. Now we know why. Now, to give you guys an idea of how bad this looks, there's another boxer named Ryan Garcia, right? And I know because I follow him and he follows me on social media. And I told you, I've been covering boxer for a while. He actually had a licensed Funko Pop. So look, it says, yes, Ryan Garcia has an official Funko Pop. He is part of the Pop Sports Boxing line. Look, you see how it says the figure number? So it's figurine number 4. So he has an actual coded number in a licensed Funko Pop. And I remember when he first dropped it. And he's depicted wearing blue boxing shorts and gloves. You can buy it at Best Buy, Funko, blah, blah, blah. So this is an archive one at this point, but here it is. So you see how it looks different. It just looks better, higher quality, and all that type of stuff, right? Got the little eyebrows. And again, remember I was like, where's her stuff? Where's the box? The reason why hers didn't come in the box is because it was bootleg. You know what I mean? It's like making your own Coach purse, making your own, Michael Kors belt. and then putting the logo on it. That's why she didn't have a box for it. But remember, it said he has a license 104, number 4. You see that? It got his little logo right there, a lion. It says Funko Pop. I'm on their actual website. Look, Funko. But if you search for Claressa Shields, right? Claressa Shields, nothing comes up. Captain America comes up. Because she doesn't actually have one. She made this up herself. Had some artist or whatever craft one that looked identical. And then she says it's limited edition. Says who? Limited edition because you made it and then you only made a batch of them. And again, the other thing about her merch sale is it looked old, like it was just collecting dust. So more than likely, in my opinion, you were going to launch these a couple years ago. So you had all this goofy merchandise made and then you didn't do anything with it. And then you needed the money or wanted the money or whatever. So you're taking years old merchandise that's just been sitting around and you try to collect some cash off of it and capitalize. This does not look like a professional athlete, man. Can you picture Michael Jordan being like, oh, here's a Funko Pop. And then you find out that he don't actually have a deal with Funko Pop. You know what I mean? You would feel jobbed. Like, and then he charged you more than it should have cost, right? But the reality is the real pro athletes, look, Michael Jordan actually has one. So he would never have to do that. Look, he has a few of them. NBA All-Star bundle and all this, right? So he literally has them. So Claressa Shields is like, I'm the algorithm. I'm so big. I'm a big star. Why don't you have a real Funko Pop then? Why'd you have to bootleg your own? Sad times, man. And again, why would I pay $60 for yours when I could get Michael Jordan and it looks better and it's not a stolen trademark concept? That's why you look at all the ones actually licensed, they have numbers. They have official licensing from Chicago Bulls that they have to pay for, right? That's why it says the Chicago Bulls on the shirt and the NBA logo, because it's actually licensed. They're paying for the licensing to all this stuff so it can have that. Claressa Shields isn't. So I wanted to update y'all because I know I covered that, and I thought that was in poor taste that she would do that to her fans and then hike up the price and be like, yo, come cop this quote down. I got this quote down. And then come to find out it wasn't really limited edition, and it wasn't even authorized by the company that makes those dolls that look like that. I mean, how would y'all feel if I did that? If I was like, man, I got this any type of, like, if I was like, I got red bottoms for sale, BOXINGEGO red bottoms, and you think I partnered with Christian Louis Vuitton and got these red bottoms going, and then come to find out I just used some spray paint and spray painted the bottoms of the shoes red, like, and then charge more than what real red bottoms cost. Come on, bro. So yeah, it's looking bad for the quote and them little voodoo dolls. Now, Claressa Shields is beefing with not only her cousin, but her very own sister, right? Because her sister stood up to her and she tried to prevent the cousin Shalita through some security, lying, saying she had a protection order, like a restraining order. And then Shalita wasn't having it. She was like, you can't bar me from saying goodbye to my granny and paying respects. And then claiming you have a PPO when you don't really have a protection order that bars her from being there, right? So I can't play the clip because her sister cusses too much, and I don't want all that on the video. But basically, her sister said that she checked Claressa Shields, right? Like, no, that's messed up. You can't prevent her from coming to this funeral. And then now this rant is a response to all that from Claressa Shields.
She didn't want me to come back to Flint. She didn't. Stop lying. Stop lying. So now I want these folks to ask you, why the fuck you want to jump out of a damn moving car? I really want the answer to that. Up on I-75. Crazy as hell. Gone.
Now, she's saying her sister jumped out of a moving car. I don't know the details behind that.
Bro, you ain't got no common sense. You don't have no common sense.
Notice Claressa got the hand wraps on. She's supposed to be in training camp, but she's dealing with toxic mess, beefing with family members. Not shadow boxing, not jump roping, not hitting the heavy bag or speed bag, but this is what she's spending her time on. And yet she wants you to buy tickets to her fight that has, to our knowledge, one boxing fight and a bunch of meaningless Zeus Network reality star fights.
And then people want to really believe you on social media. Every time you get that bottle, you get drunk and you start lying. I'm tired of it, bro. And I'm telling you, I'm here. My damn fingers are almost touching, bro. I'm here with you. I'm here with this girl. I'm telling you. And when I get here, you already know how I'm gonna cut you off, bro. So keep playing with me.
Notice that Claressa Shields, she's a narcissist. That's what I believe. And every time she's mad at someone, look at how crazy she looked, by the way. Look at her eyes. But anyway, when she gets mad at people, she threatens them and tries to power play them. I'm this close. I'll cut you off. Knowing her sister don't sound like she got a bunch of stuff going for herself. She drink. I don't think she has a regular job. She got kids. And she's like, you want to go against me and bite the hand that feeds me or feeds you and not do as I say. So I'll cut you off. That's what you're saying. And we noticed she did this with Nigeria, right? Nigeria said, what are we to help or whatever that Claressa didn't like. And Claressa demoted her and said, that's not what a best friend means to me. And that's not how you should act. What do you mean, what are we to help? Didn't like what she had to say and then took her backstage pass and demoted her and said, you can still come to my fight, but you be in the crowd. You don't got the all access pass, the VIP pass that Papoose got, right? This is what she does. If you're not subordinate to her and subservient to her, she'll either threaten you to get back on track, or if you don't, she'll cut you off. And what this stipulates to me is you like yes men and women around you.
Keep playing with me.
Look, threatening. Keep playing with me.
Keep playing. Lie again. Lying ass.
And again, she said Rolly's a liar. She said lying at Rolly. She said I'm a liar. She said Layla Ali's a liar. Bumgarner's a liar. Shadesha's a liar. Maserati Bud's a liar. I don't know him. 50 Cent's a liar. Your sister's a liar. Shalita's a liar. Like, what are we talking about, bro? So everybody on the planet is a liar but you and Papoose. And then y'all are the ones we've caught up in lies that we can prove.
It's so annoying having to deal with somebody who don't want to grow up. This girl is turning 30, bro.
Dang, 30? That's a hard 30.
Shut up. Talking about some that's our bitch. She gone there.
Did she just say shut up to us?
And lied on me. Whenever somebody in this family gets
Oh, a fan must have said something and she said shut up to them.
mad, they get online and lie on me. Shalita been doing it. That's that bitch is not a close cousin of mine, distant family. And then
So your cousin's distant family, but they said you used to live with her. Got it.
and then Brianna lived 5 minutes from me in a freaking townhouse that I pay the bills for, the rent, the bills, and everything. And then when I get on here and lying, this girl lives like she.
Notice she likes to embarrass you with money. I pay all her bills. Why do we need to know that? That's between y'all. And like for me, I can't respect people that do stuff and then want credit for it. Like for me, I'd rather you not do nothing for me if you're going to keep throwing it in my face. You dig? Like if you're doing something, especially as family, do it from the kindness of your heart, not so you have ammunition to use it against me, right? She be dogging her sister. Like there's a video of her and she was like, oh my gosh, I got to wait in line because somebody don't got TSA pre-check. They don't got the pre-check, so I got to wait in line. Oh my gosh, I don't be doing all this. And then she pointed the camera at her sister. Why are you putting your sister on blast like that? Talking about her alcohol drinking and she jumped out of a car and I take care of her kids, or I pay for her townhouse and pay all her bills. It's like, what's the point of doing all that if you're keeping tabs and when you don't see eye to eye, you make it a public internet thing and blast her business out? Who needs enemies when you have family like this? Golly.
Get rich and don't, man, please. Up out of here. Up out of here. You want to run it down. That's the truth. Just last week, the girl changed her own oil to her car. Why did you throw oil in there? Now your car is smoking and you want me to go and get the car fixed.
You the breadwinner.
And act like spend extra money. You just feel like I care more if I spend money on you? Like, what's the problem? Ebony, swear to God, bro. I promise you. I promise you, bro. Just did this last week and I bought her the car.
Again, tallying everything. I bought her the car. This girl is grimy. This girl is unprofessional. Good luck getting sponsors.
Like, it's so much stuff that go on and I help this girl with, and she continue to do more stuff. She like, instead of you getting me a flight to Great Granny's funeral, can you just give me that money to get my car fixed and then I can drive to Flint? Bro, listen, I don't give a what none of y'all got to say about nothing. I don't. And
I don't give a F about what none of y'all got to say about nothing. Bro, this girl will never learn. Sad. So people are probably doing what they always do. Say, hey, this ain't the forum for that. You don't have to air out your grievances and dirty laundry with your family. She told you. She told one person to shut up, and she said, I don't care what none of y'all saying. This is why she's at where she's at, and we're going to see how this story plays out. But it's not going to have the happy ending y'all think.
To my sister Tiffany, who gonna call me when I get up off of here, tell your ass sister to quit lying all the time. I'm tired of her. Turn her down. I'm tired of her. Tell her quit lying, to be truthful, and call it what it is. You envious. You jealous. You on the same boat that the ex-best friend in. All you bitches is all the same. Y'all all fake and phonies. The more you help them, the more fake that these hoes do to you. All you bitches are fake.
She's calling her very own blood sister a B. She's saying her sister is fake, phony, and jealous, and a liar. Bro, this got to be one of the most dysfunctional families in America, man. And the thing is, you would think that Claressa, being the breadwinner, would have a little bit of restraint because you're the one with more to lose. It sounds like your sister is an alcoholic, right? And don't got too much going for her. Like in terms of like financial, if you're paying for everything, she don't got it all the way figured out, right? So why are you even doing this to your own family? right? Why? How do you benefit from this, right? Why do you think we need to know every detail, everyone? You beef with Jada the boxer, you run to the internet. And you beef with Maserati Bud, you run to the internet. You beef with Shalita, your cousin, run to the internet. You beef with your sister now, run to the internet. Beef with Nigeria, run to the internet. How many more of these rants do you have in you? Like, if rants were a ring, you'd be like those pictures of Michael Jordan where he got all the rings and he like this. If each rant, or Tom Brady, where these pictures where they like showing all their rings, Bill Russell, you would be like one of them pictures with all the rant rings. This is all you do. What makes it worse is you out here looking like Aunt Jemima, Pearl Milling Company. You out here looking like Miss Cleo. The cars never lie. And you got a fight coming up. You look like a PE teacher and a home ec chef at the same time. What are you even wearing, bro? You got a sauna suit and a wife beater tank top over it. Like, what is going on, bro? And your hair like Sojourner Truth, like Harriet. You know what I mean? You got an Underground Railroad scarf on. What do you think you're gaining from this, man?
Just fake as hell.
The sad thing is you can hear her sister's kids in the background as she's cussing out the sister. They're in the background. So you took her kids, left her hanging or stranded. Then you go online ranting and raving about what she did wrong, calling her bees and phony and fake. All the while you have her little kids in the background trying to play, and they're probably desensitized by it by now. They're probably used to hearing you cuss. There's a video of Claressa teaching her niece or whatever how to cuss. Like, say the F word, say what you want to say. This girl is ratchet. Super ratchet. Again, brands will not touch you with a 10-foot pole. Prove me wrong. And I'm not talking about brands like Win Record. I'm talking about the heavy hitters, the ones that be at the Super Bowl, right? Like Samsung, right? The worldwide Whataburger, though, like the big companies, McDonald's, Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, Netflix. You're going to be relegated to Zeus Network and Win Records and like Tubi type. Anything in that realm you could probably do. But as far as like the bigger brands like Coca-Cola, you could kiss that goodbye. Like, I don't see big brands reaching out like Family Feud. You know how they do the boxer one? They didn't invite Claressa Shields, to my knowledge. Jeopardy. Look at how she acts. You got little kids there and you cussing out their mama in front of them and doing it online in the middle of your training camp. And then this girl's nuts. Then on top of that, you want fans to come out and buy tickets to your show. Like, hey, I know I'm beefing with everybody in the world. And hey, I know y'all don't want to see me fight this Australian OF model that's age 42 with only 7 fights, only 5 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, right? I know my undercard is not a traditional boxing undercard. It's a bunch of reality show stars that the boxing world could care less about. But hey, in the middle of my rant, I need y'all to go out and buy tickets. I'm talking disrespectfully and spicy to my very own flesh and blood, my sister. But hey, even though I'm not training in boxing in this given clip, come out and support me.
And then be mad that I ain't gonna let your fake ass my motherfucking routine. Nope, I'm packed up and ready to go to my tomorrow. Kids is all squared away. Call me when you want to find out where your kids is at so you can pick them up. Why you want to spend your days in Flint and hang out with your friends and your cousins and your whoever else. But then you want to jump on here and keep on lying. You're not going to get famous off lying on me, dummy.
Calling your sister a dummy. All these names. Look at her. Look how unhinged she looks.
You're not going to get famous off lying on me. None of you bitches are. All y'all get on here and lie and make up lies and narratives. You're not going to get famous. Why? Because you don't work hard. You have not earned it. I'm not famous because I jump on the internet and lie on motherfuckers. I'm famous because I box really good. And I train hard. And I pray. And I work. That's why you're not famous. Because you don't want to work. You don't want to pray. You don't want to be a good person.
I see what y'all talking about with the Jamie Foxx in Living Color right there. I can see it. I see the in Living Color to it that y'all be talking about. This girl got the nerve to call out her sister, say you don't want to work, you don't want to pray, you're not a good person, dummy, da-da-da-da. That's why you're not famous, because you're not doing it like me. You got some nerve talking about being a good person. The same person that hires security and try to prevent their cousin from seeing their granny, you're trying to get preachy about what it is to be a good person. That's rich. That's real rich, man. You don't pray like me. That's why you're not famous. Who belittles their own family like this? Not a stranger off the street, not a upcoming opponent they're going to fight. Their own family, man. This family's sad, bro.
No, none of y'all who be on here lying on me are going to get famous off of lying. You're going to make $10 off of a fucking Facebook post and it's going to help you eat a meal for the day. That's it. You're not going to get famous.
Yelling, screaming. Y'all buying tickets to her show? What does this have to do with boxing, bro? You're yelling and screaming.
You motherfuckers are not Glorilla. And guess what? Now, when you bitches think that y'all finna, it's boring. It gets played out. The lies become like, oh, okay, another lie. Another lie. Even Glorilla wanted to get back cool with her sister, Glow. She texted me and fucking apologized. You're not about to get even 5 minutes of fame, bro. You're not.
I'm fast forwarding right now, and all she's doing is yelling.
And all I got to say, and to anybody who believes anything that she say, I don't give a fuck. I'm fighting August 15th. I'm fighting in front of 21,000. Get your tickets on Ticketmaster. And guess what? Fuck fake bitches. If a bitch go against you, make that bitch show that bitch that you're gonna have to keep watching me win.
Yeah, she lost it. That's enough of that. This girl lost it. F-bomb this, F-bomb that, expletive this, yeah. You stupid, you a B, mother effer this, mother effer that. Yeah, good luck getting brand deals. Good luck getting support. You know, you're not fighting at home. You're not fighting in Michigan now. You're fighting in Atlanta. So the ticket sales don't look that great to me. We'll see. We'll see if Claressa can pull a rabbit out of the hat. But this is just sad to watch, embarrassing, and it shows me what I've been telling you, right? If you don't do as she says, she will cut you off and exile you, right? And then try to tarnish your character. This is an evil, mean-spirited person. Only an evil, mean-spirited person would get on public forums in the heat of battle to down talk their immediate family and their extended family, their cousins, boxers that used to live with them, people who spar with them. Like, she doesn't care. And if you work for Claressa Shields, I feel like you sorry too, because you clearly don't have no standard, right? How do you have a standard and this girl acting manic and erratic and ghetto and ratchet. And when people like me talk about it and give my opinion, or other bloggers, you try to act like the bloggers are the problem. I can string together sentences without cursing. She can't, right? And she'd be like, oh, it's giving obsessed. The bloggers are obsessed. The bloggers are doing a job. I hit record. I say what I need to say and report my opinion, which is fully covered and transformative. And I entertain my audience. And then I hit stop, upload the video, and then I'm gone. That's it. You supposed to be training for a fight. And more often than not, we see you doing everything but that, right? Most boxers, and I know a lot of boxers over the years, most boxers, when they have a big fight, especially a dangerous one, they go and isolate. They'll go to Big Bear and be somewhere in a cabin, right? They'll go out and go to a different city, a different state. They don't want hometown distractions. A lot of times they don't even bring their girls, if they're dudes, until fight week. So they're away from their kids. They're away from their wives and girlfriends. You know why? Because to be a boxer, especially if you have good competition, you can't afford no distractions, toxicity, arguments. Everything that we're seeing displayed from Claressa Shields. That's why your fight is pathetic. Any person who had a real opponent that they feared that was a top competitor shouldn't be doing this. Shouldn't be doing this. You know what I mean? Meaning you shouldn't be ranting about nonsensical things, cussing out your family and stuff while you're in training camp. It doesn't help the mission at all, right? Can you imagine Floyd Mayweather trying to sell the Manny Pacquiao fight, and then he's airing out his grievances with his uncle Jeff Mayweather or something? And he's like, man, Jeff, oh my God, Jeff thinks he the man. You a dummy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, imagine that. Imagine Jake Paul getting ready for the Anthony Joshua fight. That's a tough fight. You've seen it. You've seen the outcome. He getting ready for that, and then he doing diss videos to Logan Paul. Nobody else is acting like this but her, right? Because most people have less CTE or something to the point where they're going to be like, you know what? My family member is making me mad. My ex-friend is making me mad, but let's stay focused, right? Errol Spence, he got a fight. Him and his old trainer, they probably don't see eye to eye anymore. At one point, there were lawsuits. He's focused on Tim Tszyu. Derek James, his old trainer, just did an interview and maybe said some stuff that Errol might not have liked. But Errol Spence is not wasting his time creating a situation or a beef or explainers and all this. And then if you think about Claressa and all these rants to Nigeria and her sister and all that, why do you think we need to know any of this? How does this help your brand at all? That's why I can assure you big brands are going to steer clear away from Claressa Shields. It's like a vampire in sunlight. A vampire ain't going towards the sun. That's why they do that. You know what I mean? That's how they're going to avoid Claressa Shields. Like a vampire to sunlight, a vampire to garlic. Because you're too untrustworthy. Imagine if Coca-Cola, they want you to advertise their drink. You're so off your rocker, you might say something stupid. No one could control you, right? So you'd be like, yeah, Coke is okay, but I like Pepsi. Pepsi way better. And then the Coke gonna be like, what? I know this girl didn't just say that. Even if that's your true opinion, you can't say that and then expect to collect a check from Coke. But she's so weird and loopy, that's something I wouldn't put past her. To talk bad about Coke, it'd be like, Coke, oh, he didn't pay me on time, I'm gonna go drink Pepsi. Like, she'll do some spiteful, dumb stuff and burn bridges like she keeps doing. For what? You know what I mean? Or even if you don't diss the product, you're too ghetto, bro. Imagine being a Coke ambassador or Nike or whatever. Imagine being a host for the BET Awards. And then they're trying to get people to anticipate the BET Awards, and you're supposed to be the host, and then people go to the host page and it's like, yeah, dummy, you stupid. Y'all all y'all bees is jealous and blah blah blah. Mother effer this, mother effer that. Bro, nobody could take you seriously. That's what I told you. Her career's not even about boxing anymore. No one even looks at you as a boxer. As talented as you are in that one field, nobody even really considers you a boxer because of how you act. It's all overshadowed by this type of stuff. And when podcasters and interviewers have brought that up, she's like, no. That's why I have to correct you. My relationship didn't overshadow. Your relationship with a married man definitely overshadowed your career in boxing. Women's boxing is not even bigger than men's boxing, right? In general. And then the talent pool is different. And she's like, I'm going to sell 21,000. We'll see. We'll see what the numbers are in the final tally. But from what I've seen in the ticket sales, you got your work cut out for you. And you're acting more ghetto than the Zeus Network people. Right? Tasheki, Orlando Brown, Ray J, none of them have really big Lex. I ain't seen these type of outbursts where they going in on their family. I don't even know that Tasheki and Big Lex really have an issue, or Ray J and Orlando Brown. So you would think the reality stars would be the ones like acting ghetto. But the most ghetto active person is not the people from Zeus Network, is her. Yelling and screaming at her own sister. Getting bad press for doing yard sales in her kitchen in the middle of training camp. Or trying to prevent her cousin from going to their granny's funeral. Who acts like this? This girl is a dirty, rotten scoundrel, in my opinion. Any person who wants to play God in that type of way and prevent somebody from saying their goodbyes, paying their respects, that is not a good-natured, morally straight person. Not in my worldview. And then, like, look at how she treating her sister. Oh, you don't got pre-check at the TSA. I don't like waiting in lines. Oh, my God. Putting her on blast. Why are you doing that? Right? Why not handle any of this behind the scenes? Like, and here's the thing. Hate your sister. If that's what you want to do, why are you making it a public issue? Why do we, the fans of you, the people who want to hear, they cared about the little girl from Flint that made it out with determination and skill. They didn't sign up for this. It has to be absolutely abysmal and miserable to be a 2026 GWOAT fan, Claressa Shields fan. Because what do you get? What do you get from her that's positive? I don't, when's the last time you went to her page and you got motivated, right? And even if she has a couple elements of motivation sprinkled in where she'll say something good, right after she'll ruin it. She'll be like, man, you got to get up and be disciplined and do your thing and be consistent. Oh, and you haters, all y'all is hating on me. All y'all like, that ruins it. because it's not even a uniform, cohesive message. It's like all across the board. Like, why not just do a motivational video and inspire people? She's not capable of doing that at this point for whatever reason. She looks very bad, man. And I have no faith in her, Papoose, Win Records, Ruben, Salida, Zeus, none of them. I would not be surprised if more freak show stuff happens, like people pull out of fights, like, oh, so-and-so can't fight, and the car gets shuffled around. Things that you thought were going to happen. Oh, this opponent pulled out. Oh, this opponent won't be able to make it. The card that you heard that was announced, I would not be surprised if that card did not make it to the August 15th 100% intact. I would not be surprised at all. It's already, look at how goofy it is from the beginning. And I think Claressa is mistaken because I believe she's a narcissist. She thinks that, hey, me being real and me telling my family problems and family feud, nobody wins when the family feud, right? Me getting online, I'm going viral. I think she thinks all press is good press, but we'll see. Over time, we'll see. Because eventually, how many more of these rants do you think people are going to watch of you and from you to the point where they're like, all right, this girl's a waste of time. All she does is this. And they're going to get bored, and there's going to be a new crash out, and then they're going to be more entertained by that story because at least it'll be new. I've been here before. I've seen this movie before. Book it. This girl looks unstable, unrattled, and really not likable. Anybody that, instead of a time of mourning when someone passes away, a family member, and then you're making it about you, talking for 6 to 7 minutes, coming with security. Who needs to go to a funeral with security? Who tries to prevent other family members from exercising their right to see their loved ones in a final send-off? Something is wrong with her. And unfortunately, it's going to get worse. I really believe. Because imagine if Papoose and her break up. Because to me, Papoose has done some slimy things, got in her ear, caused isolation, maybe Stockholm syndrome, right? And now all you have is really him. You already alienated your best friend of 11 years, Nigeria. You're not cool with your cousin. You and your sister, Bree, are on the rocks, right? You stole the wife, husband, so you and Remy aren't cool. You and Jada the boxer, who's came out to your house and helped motivate you when you were out of shape and da-da-da-da. You're not cool with a lot of these people. So right now is you against the world, and your plus one is Papoose. So if that were to change, what you think is going to happen? She's going to spiral even harder. So stay tuned. I've seen people like Claressa. She won't be the first, and she definitely won't be the last. But at the end of the day, I think it gets a lot worse from here. Especially when that money start drying up, because people don't trust you anymore. They don't trust you to be an ambassador for what they got going on. You'll see. Just wait. Watch this space and then tell me how right I was when it finally happens. You're a loose cannon. People root for underdogs. You're not making yourself, you're trying to be this heel character. You're not Floyd Mayweather. Like, even Floyd, he had a lot of supporters. It's like a misconception that Floyd Mayweather was only hated. And then the people that hated Floyd, they really couldn't even tell you what they hated about him, right? It would be generic stuff like, oh, he's too cocky and all he does is talk about money, right? That's not even really a reason to hate somebody, because they're confident and they talk about money as part of their shtick, right? Claressa is being a nasty person. That's different because it don't look like Floyd. You can't really tell if it was a character he was playing and he was like talking it up or not. Claressa, she's showing you who she really is as a person, as a human. That's the difference. We unpacked.